Do you have a habit of being hard on yourself, of beating yourself up, of criticizing yourself or doubting yourself? Do you have a list of things that you do that you think you shouldn't do, that are not okay, that you get down on yourself for? If so, you got to watch this episode, because you're going to learn how to uncover that list and how to free yourself of that toxic habit so your confidence can just naturally rise up to higher and higher levels. Welcome back to another episode of The Art of Extraordinary Confidence. I'm your host, Dr. Aziz, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how you can let go of this list of things that are not okay. And you're going to learn exactly how to do this. If you're enjoying these episodes of this show, then click subscribe below, because we have tons more coming out. You're going to want to stay tuned. This is the best stuff. If you're wondering how I get material for this show, it's in sessions with clients, one-on-one sessions, group sessions, live weekends, mastermind calls. And in the trenches, I find out exactly what's working, what's not working, and then I share it as fast as I can get it. That's my purpose. That's my mission. That's why I'm here. So I'm excited to be with you today to share this thing I was realizing recently about this list of what's not okay. So each of us in our heads has a list of things that are not okay for us. And as I'm sharing this, I bet you're going to start thinking of what might be on your list. And in fact, I would encourage you to start writing it down. If not during this episode, then take some time afterwards to just journal for 5 or 10 minutes about it. Because there's a list of things that are not okay. And that might be for you. It might be, well, let me just start with that. What's not okay for you? Is it not okay for you to be anxious? A lot of people have that one. Being anxious makes you weak. It's wrong. It's pathetic, right? So being anxious is not okay. Being sad might not be okay for you. Maybe making a mistake is not okay. Maybe failing at something is not okay. Maybe having an awkward conversation or a moment where you didn't know what to say is not okay. Maybe not being the most charming person in that moment is not okay. What's not okay for you? For some people, just their appearance is not okay. Right? Something about their face, something about their body, their stomach, their legs, whatever the focus is on, right? Your arms, that's not okay. It's not okay. And you know what? The longer this list is, the shittier your life is, basically. And that's okay. There's good news is that you can shed a lot of this stuff. You can let this go. But first, we got to be honest with ourselves, and we got to pull up what is on my list. What's my not okay list? What's not okay for me to feel? What's not okay for me to do or not do? What's not okay for me to look like? You want to make that list. Now, a lot of people continue to beat themselves up because they say, yeah, that's not okay. That's why it's on my not okay list. And I'm just going to beat the shit out of myself until I get better. Right? Now, even if we don't maybe consciously say that, that's kind of our unconscious pattern that we're running. We think it's going to somehow make us better. But here's the thing. It doesn't. It never will. You can never beat yourself into being better or having more confidence or feeling happier in your life. That comes from accepting yourself, from loving yourself. I mean, just imagine if it were a romantic relationship and one person was like, yeah, you look just disgusting. You're absolutely just fat and gross. Ew. Is that going to motivate that other person? I mean, maybe they're going to be like pissed off. They're like, fuck you. All right, fine. I'm going to go work out, you bastard. Right? Maybe. But even then, they're going to go work out and then they're going to like leave you or something, right? I mean, it's not going to be a sustainable relationship. And there's not a lot of love there. And in a lot of cases, it doesn't motivate people. It demoralizes them. It hurts them. And that's what we're doing to ourselves with our not okay list. So you got to shed that old story that's going to make you better. And the other reason I see that people it's like, I don't want to let myself off the hook, right? It's like, well, hey, and they always go with an extreme example. Like, listen, let's say someone is drinking a bunch and, they're an absent father or they're drunk all the time around their kids and they're not doing stuff and they're yelling and stuff. That's bad. They should stop that. They shouldn't just make that okay. And I always love those kind of examples because it's like, yeah, okay, that's an extreme end. But what about all this other stuff? Like making a mistake and feeling anxious. That's the stuff that we're working on. It's kind of like a red herring exercise, but we'll answer that one. So The truth is, with your list, once you make it, you want to go down each one and really check, is this humanly possible to not have? So if your not okay list includes like feeling anxiety sometimes, or feeling scared, or feeling sad, you want to ask yourself, is that humanly possible to never have that? The answer is no. It's not. I mean, it's a human emotion. You're going to have that for the rest of your life. You're going to times where you feel sad, times where you feel scared, and times where you feel happy and free and at peace. So if that's on your list, you're screwed. Now, if you come across something like drinking a fifth of vodka every night, maybe that's one you're like, is that humanly possible to change? Yes, it is. Okay, let me work on adjusting that one. But a lot of the ones on our list, we don't have any power to control. Now, maybe there's something around your body. If you feel like you're not as healthy as you want to be and you work on that, of course, you can. And the only way you're going to motivate yourself, though, is to get on your own side. It's the only way. You can't be like that example of that shitty relationship I was just showing. It's not going to work. And a lot of the things you just don't have any control over. Your facial features, aspects of your body, you just don't have that much control over. You can't change certain things. If you have hair or not, I mean, I guess you can go to like extreme lengths, to surgeries and other things to try to fix these things. But for the most part, those don't solve the problem, because the problem is not the outer appearance. The problem is an inner confidence. So we need to come up with our list, your not okay list, and one by one, work on that to where you can be okay with that. Work on getting to the point where you can be okay with mistakes, to where you can be okay feeling anxious, to where you can be okay and be on your own side. And if you're wondering, like, well, how do I work on that? Use tools that you've seen in this channel. Get one of my books, or you can get my program, The Confidence Code. In The Confidence Code, the whole first half is all about core self-esteem and how to transform your relationship with yourself. And I teach you tools to work on each of these things. So like, for example, let's say you beat yourself up every time you make a mistake. Well, in The Confidence Code, you're going to learn tools to what to do after you make a mistake, to be on your own side, so you can take more bold action in the future and not beat yourself up. Whatever it is, you want to work on each of these things so you can get okay with all these different experiences. Because then when you do, your confidence is just maximized. Not because you're the best, not because you're perfect, but because you've accepted your humanness. So share your comments below. What's on your not okay list? What are you going to start accepting about yourself? Subscribe to stay tuned to all the future videos we got coming out. And until we speak again, may you have the courage to be who you are and to know on a deep level that you're awesome.